Happy Saturday, everyone. You're watching another episode of Blank Canvas. I'm the voice behind the camera. I'm Erica, and today's artist is Jemal McClary. We've had you on before, so say hi to everyone who's tuning in.
Hey, what's up, everyone? How are you?
Really happy to have you back.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Good.
Happy Saturday.
Yes. It's a little gloomy outside, unfortunately, but it's all good. Who's tuning in, and for everyone who's tuning into Blank Canvas today, let us know where you're watching from. And Jemal, for everyone who's probably already wondering, what are you working on today?
Today I am working on, it was going to be Bart Simpson, but I decided to do his alter ego, Bartman.
I like that.
Because I haven't drawn Bartman in a long time. And yeah, so that's what we're doing. It's going to be a abstract, sort of deconstructed version of Bartman.
I like that. So we have people already tuning in. Let's find out where everybody's saying hi from. So we have Jennifer saying hey.
What up, Jen?
And Lise saying hello.
Hi. Welcome.
We have Teresa saying happy Saturday from Lakeport, California.
Nice. I bet they have better weather than we do right now.
I know. Let us know how the weather is over there, Teresa, because we're having a pretty rainy day here in New York City.
Cold. I have my winter jacket on this morning.
We have Samantha saying hi from Yucca Valley, California. So we have a few Cali people here. Laura saying hello from Waco, Texas.
Welcome.
Yes, everyone, yes, thank you, everyone who's tuning in right now. This is our artist today, Jemal McClary. He's been on Blank Canvas before, so we're really excited to have him back. And you'll see that his Instagram will periodically pop up throughout the show. So if you're interested in seeing some of his other work, especially if you like what you see today, make sure you check him out, follow him, and contact him if there's anything that you want to know or commission him for a piece. Catherine says, hi, I'm watching y'all. I love that, y'all.
Nice.
From Shepherd, Texas.
Texas in the house.
Yeah. We've got Chrissy saying, hey, New Jersey here.
Nice. Jersey represents. They're having the same weather we are right now.
Yeah. Teresa says, it's beautiful and a sunny day here in California mountains on Clear Lake. Glad you're getting some sunshine over there.
You could send a little bit over that.
Yeah.
Just over here. That'd be so appreciated right now. Just bottle it up, please, and just
send it on over to New York City.
Just drop that in the mail if you could.
We have Effa saying hi from Malaysia.
Hey, all the way from Malaysia. That's awesome.
Yeah. And we have Sheila saying watching from South Africa. Hello.
Nice. Hi. Welcome.
Yeah, we have Kansas in the house. We have Georgia here. We have Ravni saying hello from India.
All right, welcome. International today.
Yeah, love it. Colleen wants to know, what type of pen are you using?
I am using a Micron Pigma. This is a 05 point. I've been using these since the 90s. They've just been my favorite, and they hold up really well, and they have archival ink, and it's great quality.
Megan wants to know, how long have you been basically an artist? How long have you been drawing?
All my life. I'm 36. I've been drawing literally since I was 3 years old, nonstop. It's what I do.
We have Gita saying hi from Cape Town, South Africa.
Hey, what's up?
We have Tabish saying hello from Pakistan.
Wow. Hey, what's up? Welcome.
Wendy wants to know, when did you realize you had a passion for art?
I guess when I was a kid, really. I mean, it was just sort of like what I did. And I just knew that this was always going to be a part of my life. So I guess when I kept doing it until I was in my teens, I was like, all right, you know what, this is it. And nothing else has come close in capturing my interest, like art. So, you know, sometimes you just got to go with it.
Yeah. And I know right now, we were talking before we went live. Mm-hmm. You're working on a huge mural right now, correct? Somewhere in Brooklyn?
I am, in the Gowanus Prospect Park area. I'm assisting a friend of mine who's from Rotterdam, and he has this enormous project. It is literally the side of an entire brand new apartment building. And I've been painting that outside for the entire week. And it's been a lot of long days. This is my first day where I haven't been there. And I'm thankful for that because I need a little break. It's a lot of work painting murals.
Well, I'm happy that you came today. I know you're like really tired and
a little bit.
You have a lot going on.
Making it happen though.
Prasenjeet says, wow, you're awesome.
Oh, thank you.
And Marta says, hello from sunny Italy.
Wow, hello.
Marta, what part of Italy are you in right now?
I've always wanted to visit Italy.
Well, make sure that you add that to the list of stuff you're gonna do.
Oh yeah, for sure. I got to make it out there.
Well, Ravneet says, it's a pretty sunny day here in India, sending bright sunshine to your side. Your work looks so neat.
Thank you so much. Let's see.
Katie wants to know, do you draw anything else other than cartoons?
Definitely. My work is typically more on like the abstract side, but I am also an illustrator. So what I've been doing lately is trying to combine sort of the both and doing a little bit of abstract work with some cartoons and some pop art imagery and just some sort of, you know, experimenting and seeing like where it kind of goes.
Okay. We have Sandra who wants to know, what are some pointers that you could give for a two-year-old who's into art? Because you started as a child. You said you started very young.
Yeah, I started
at 3. How would you start off a child?
That's a good question. I was sort of the kid who I just wanted to draw regardless. But I would say at such a young age, the best thing you could probably do is just a little bit of encouragement and, you know, sort of pushing them a little bit to, you know, keep drawing if that's something that they're really into. And just to sort of experiment. At such a young age, you can kind of do almost anything. Just to sort of see what you like and how you like to create art.
Oh, so, we have Jennifer saying, watching from Illinois.
Nice, welcome.
Tatiana has sent us 3 sunshine emojis.
I like that.
So people are sending us sunshine, thank you.
Thank you, we need that in New York.
And Jay says, it's raining in Florida, but we need it. All right, so we'll let you have it.
All right, fine, Florida.
Mimi says, I'm watching this with my 5 and 3-year-old girls. We love it, God bless.
Thank you so much.
And Bijoy is sending hearts and love from Bangladesh.
Wow, thank you. Love this international audience.
Yes, me too. Thank you, everyone who's joining in today. And with the comments and the questions, keep them coming. And for anyone who's just tuning in, today's artist is Jemal McClary. He's been on before, actually, and people really loved him, so we were excited to have him back.
Yeah.
And today you're working on, explain again, it's not really Bart Simpson, it's his alter ego?
It's his alter ego, Bartman. So I've been watching The Simpsons for a very long time. Possibly since, since they came on TV in the 80s. And Bart doesn't really show his superhero character as much anymore, but there was a time, there were definitely a few episodes where he has a superhero alter ego named Bartman. So I thought it'd be cool to do that. I wanted something related to a painting that I had done a few months ago of Bart, but I just didn't want to do the same thing. So this is what I came up with this morning, and here we are.
We have Megan who's saying Bart is my favorite.
Yes.
And we have Stephanie saying you have great skills.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I agree. And John said Bart is my next door neighbor.
I don't know, is that good or bad? I don't know.
Good or bad, good or bad, let us know, John. Sonia says Bartman and then sends a heart.
Nice.
And Mandy said so clever.
Thank you.
And I've been watching The Simpsons since I was a child as well, and I think I forgot about his alter ego.
Yeah, like they don't really show it anymore. And I don't know, I think Bartman is awesome. But I do remember Bartman definitely had a comic book. And at least, I don't know, I want to say 2 episodes of him, you know, crime fighting and all that stuff within The Simpsons. But I totally think they should bring it back. I mean, all these superhero movies are making a comeback and turning it into a bigger comic-related industry. Why can't Bartman get a piece?
We have Mimi saying, Jemal, you've got talent. Watching from Nairobi, Kenya. Beautiful job.
Thank you. Let's see. So now.
Jayotika, I hope I'm saying it right, says your voice is also awesome.
Thanks.
Leslie says, I love watching someone draw. It's so cool that you have this talent.
I think it's like my superhero power.
Della says, nice job from Flint, Michigan.
Thank you very much.
And Tabish said, really cool, love the drawing. What advice do you have for adults who want to learn drawing and become a professional illustrator?
Well, first, I'd say, do you have a true, undying, burning passion to create art? Because that's number one that you'll need. And if you do, I would say to draw. I literally draw or create something every day. It is as natural to me as breathing. So I would say draw every day. Really work at the art and try to figure out how you're going to paint, how you want your style to sort of be portrayed, and create a lot. You have to create a lot of art if you want to be professional, because you know a lot of the big artists, like, that's what they're doing. So you, in a sense, are going up against a lot of quote-unquote competition. So in order for you to become a better artist and better illustrator all around, you need to work on that craft daily. Don't worry so much about the materials or what you're using. You know, you can create great art with a simple ballpoint pen from the grocery store. It doesn't really matter. Just concentrate on your imagery and visual communication at the end of the day.
Good advice. We have Alexander saying, love in this day and age that we can live stream artistic talent. Great work, keep it up.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm loving the live stream thing. I think it's gonna get bigger too.
Tyler says this is right up there with Bob Ross.
Well, I did think about adding some happy little trees, so thank you.
But you still have time, so.
I still love watching Bob Ross. He's still the man.
He is. I love when people bring up Bob Ross during Blank Canvas. It makes me feel good.
Oh yeah. This is sort of like, you know, if Bob Ross was alive, I feel like he'd be on LittleThings. I feel like he'd be about that.
Yeah, most likely. Because Blank Canvas by LittleThings is awesome.
Definitely.
And everyone out there who's watching today, you guys are awesome for tuning in and sending in your comments and your questions. Keep them coming. And Jemal, you're awesome for being on.
Thank you.
And for anyone who's just tuning in, our artist today on Blank Canvas is Jemal McClary, and he's been here before, so we're happy to have him back. And he's drawing Bart's alter ego, Bartman.
Do the Bartman. Does anybody remember that song, Do the Bartman?
Yes, actually I do.
I remember when The Simpsons first had a soundtrack that came out, but way before The Simpsons movie or any of this stuff. This is like early 90s. On cassette tape, I had the soundtrack, and it was just the best thing ever. Now I go back and I'll listen to some of the songs I did a few days ago, and they're all horrible, but the love for The Simpsons has remained.
We have Patty who says, looks awesome.
Thank you, Patty.
And Megan who said, just checked out your art, Jemal. Looks good. I follow you.
Thank you.
So yeah, for anyone who's on Instagram, please follow Jemal, check out the rest of his work. And also, if you're an artist yourself, tag him in some of your work. He'd like to see what you guys have got going on.
Definitely.
And I know you're using the ruler. What's the reasoning behind this?
Because I cannot draw straight lines. Yep. So what I'm doing here with this, with my abstract style, is sort of, it's a style that's really about these swirling shapes. And you'll see that on some of my Instagram posts and on my website. So it's an abstract style that I started a few years ago. And it's about, imagine if you dropped a glass on the floor, and it's gonna shatter into a million pieces. Well, imagine if those pieces were all different colors of paints, and that is one of the unifying themes behind my work, at least on canvas. So it's really sort of taking these shapes, making them different colors, and making them swirl around each other, and sort of creating this motion and this environment that they can sort of like live in, if you will. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to integrate Bart into that style, if he will cooperate with me.
I think he will.
I think so. He doesn't have a choice at this point. I'm just making it happen.
We have Christine who says, I remember the Bartman song.
Yes. I knew I wasn't the only one. I knew it. I knew it.
Christine also said, I loved watching The Simpsons. I've been watching them since they were on the Tracy Ullman show.
Me too.
This is so cool.
I remember when the lines were all shaky, and there would be like 15-minute, maybe like 8 to 15-minute clips after the Tracy Ullman show. And I wasn't supposed to be watching the Tracy Ullman show because my mom didn't really like it, but she didn't see the Simpsons part, and then when she did, she was like, okay, that's fine. And I've been hooked on the Simpsons ever since. I stopped watching a few years ago, but I feel like I need to catch back up.
Patty, you're asking where you can find Jemal's page. Well, his Instagram page will pop up periodically throughout the show, and then you can follow him on Instagram and see the rest of his work. And there's also a website that will also come up for him where if you want to purchase any of his work, it's there.
I am everywhere.
We have Prasenjeet who says, sir, my hands shake while drawing lines. What can I do to stop it?
That I'm not sure.
Maybe use a ruler like you?
Definitely use a ruler. I definitely want to say that just because you're an artist does not mean that you can draw a straight line. It's not a qualifying factor. It's not. If you're drawing like straight lines like I am, definitely use a ruler whenever you can, just because it'll look better at the end. And depending on your art style, if your hands shake, maybe you can embrace that and use that, integrate it sort of like into your art style and sort of make it, a thing. Make it an attribute that you use.
We have Tabish who says that he loves to draw, and thank you for the great advice from before.
No problem.
And he says we're both awesome.
Aw.
Thank you.
I want to high five you, but I can't because I'm on camera, but know that
Sending
after.
you a virtual high five.
Yes, it's going down. Right.
We have Olga who says, I think this is Olga's daughter, saying, my name is Matiana. I consider myself an aspiring artist from California.
Nice.
I'm 13 and I have to look at a picture to draw. Do you have any advice on getting a picture from your mind onto paper without looking at the picture?
Yes. So when I was younger, I used to do the same thing. And and you should know that there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you looking at some reference to sort of figure out how to break down something into shapes, and then sort of, figure out in pieces how you can put it on a piece of paper. So what I did to get out of that was I literally forced myself to, put down whatever reference I'd been using for so long, be it comic books, magazines, whatever. I just decided one day that, you know what, I have a great imagination and I know it, and I'm just going to try, and I'm gonna really see what I got. And it is tough at first because sometimes you don't know what to draw, and you can get caught up in thinking about, well, what do I put down on paper? So one thing that I've found that kind of helps to get around that is sort of try to shut your brain off in a way. Meaning, if you don't know what to draw, just start drawing something. Start drawing, you're holding markers, or maybe you're holding a pen. Draw those. Look outside. Maybe you might see a dog. Draw the dog. What will happen is that one day, it might take a while, but one day your imagination will sort of take over, and you'll say, oh, I want to draw a hippopotamus flying through the air. And then you'll be able to sort of visualize that. And if you can visualize it, then you're halfway there. So that's how I started, and I would name outlandish things to draw, and that would help sort of kickstart my imagination. And because of Instagram these days, you can, what's the name of these guys? I think there's a page maybe called Sketch Daily or something like that, where they give artistic prompts. So they say, today, we're gonna draw, I don't know, Iron Man picking daisies. And that's the theme of the day. So you can find artistic prompts similar to that just on the internet and on Instagram, and that will sort of give you at least a good starting point to sort of think about what you want to do. And if you do this long enough, then one day your imagination will sort of pick that up, and just like anything, just like working out or working hard in something at school, one day you just get better at it, and one day your imagination grows as a result of that. So I would try doing that.
I like that advice. Holly says, wow.
Thank you, Holly.
Bob says, too cool.
Nice. Thank you, Bob.
And we have, just lost the comment. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, Christine wanted to know, have you ever drawn an original tattoo designs?
I have. I've drawn all of mine. And people have hired me to draw or design their tattoos. It's been a while, but definitely something that I've done before. It sometimes helps if you know the tattoo artist who's going to be doing it, so you can figure out how their style sort of could integrate into it. But yeah, I've definitely done that.
We have Samantha who says, looks great. I learned to draw before I could write. Love watching the kind of lines come to life.
That's awesome. Thank you. Bartman.
And someone mentioned in the comments that Bartman had a red tie and a blue jacket. It's the other way around.
No, he has a purple mask right here and his cape, but I think his shirt is blue.
Got it.
Yep. Or actually, no. His shirt is orange. There's a thing, right? So Bart Simpson, if you look on Google Images, you'll find Bart Simpson in both a red shirt, which is kind of his signature color that he always wears on The Simpsons, and then you'll also find an alternate where he has a blue shirt. Oh. And what I found out, I had to do research for a painting I did of Bart, and I saw these images and I was like, well, which one is it? And apparently there was a shift when they were drawing the series of his color, of the wardrobe color. So that's why you will sometimes see him in a blue shirt and an orange shirt, but predominantly the orange shirt.
Selena says, awesome drawing.
Thank you.
And Gita says, just followed you on Instagram. I'm so impressed with your work. I can't even draw, LOL.
It's okay. Thank you so much, though. Alright, now let's switch.
Patty wants to know, how much is it to draw a person?
To draw a person? Well, I don't actually draw people. So, and here's why. You're already there. You already exist. And I am sort of the type of artist who likes to, as I was saying before, I really like to push my imagination to sort of come up with something on my own. So I have always shied away from doing portraits of people. I've done portraits of animals though. But yeah, I figure that you're already there, and you know, yes, I could draw you, but nothing's ever gonna look as good as you do. So let me try to push my imagination to draw something that doesn't exist. So that's how I kind of do it.
Megan wants to know, have you drawn baby Maggie yet?
No, I haven't, but I really want to draw her. So I've done Bart, I've done Homer. I actually this morning, I didn't want to mess up the show, but I was thinking, oh, I should draw Marge because Mother's Day is tomorrow.
Ah.
And yeah, didn't have time. Didn't want to stress out the LittleThings team. So I just stuck to the script, and here we are with Bart. But yeah, Maggie's coming up, and Marge is definitely coming up.
Well, maybe when we have you on next time.
Yeah.
For sure.
I should make it like a thing and just be like the Simpsons guy.
Yeah.
And just do like all the characters of the Simpsons. That could be a cool theme.
Well, Jemal, I know you're holding the two markers or pens in your hand.
Yep.
Just don't want it to get in the way of
oh yeah.
Bartman. We have Beverly saying, love watching artists at work. I can draw people portraits, not much else.
There you go. All right, so we have to link her up with the person that was saying, hey, what about portraits?
Yes. Teresa says, Jemal, I admire your work. I'm in college, watercolors, of course.
Nice.
Watercolor course, excuse me. Any handy tips for the watercolor medium? Thanks.
Let's see. Well, number one, I love watercolors. I would say with watercolors, I mean, you can do a lot of good stuff. I like to use regular watercolors and also the watercolor color pencils, if you're familiar with those. Those have always been really cool. And I think that they add a little bit more, maybe like versatility to how you can apply the watercolors and how you can use them. But yeah, no, with watercolors, I mean, I don't know, you just can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. I do like to mix those with a little bit of gouache to get I don't know, just like a mixed media sort of effect. And I've also mixed them with everything from ballpoint pen to spray paint and even acrylic paint, depending on, of course, where I'm putting the acrylic paint. But yeah, watercolors are great. So I'll try maybe doing some mixed media and try experimenting a little bit.
So for everyone who's just tuning in, you're watching Blank Canvas, of course, and on today's episode is artist Jemal McClary, and he's working on Bartman, not Batman. It's Batman, you mean, not Bart.
His
it's his alter ego.
Yep.
So for anyone who remembers his alter ego, this is Bartman.
I wonder if Bartman ever had a theme song. I'm not sure.
Yeah, does anyone remember if he had a theme song? Tell us in the comments.
I remember that song, Do the Bartman, but I think that was Bart having a dance.
Yeah. Teresa says, I love my Japanese watercolor pens too.
Oh yeah, those are great. The aqua color, I think they're called. I've only used one once, but it worked out really, really nicely. I think I'll switch.
And the markers that you're using, you said are watercolor markers?
These today, no. These are regular alcohol-based markers, so I'm using some Copics.
Okay.
Yeah, I've only used the watercolor markers a couple of times, but I don't have any anymore. So this is just some stuff that I have at home. I've loved markers since I was a kid, and I have an enormous collection.
Daryl wants to know, have you tried caricatures?
A few times here and there. They're not really my strong suit, but I can pull them off at random times. I can't really plan it sometimes. But yeah, I've definitely tried some.
Megan wants to know what your favorite color is.
My favorite color is, I want to say teal.
Teal.
I love teal. I'm in love with that color. Teal and like those aqua blues, like that's my jam right there.
Megan said her favorite colors are blue and yellow.
Nice.
And Wendy says, hello from Kentucky.
Hi, welcome.
And for everyone in the comments who are asking how they can get in touch with Jemal and see the rest of his work, you can look him up on Instagram.
Yep.
His Instagram page is will show periodically throughout the show. And we also have his website in the link as well, so you'll be able to follow him or look at the rest of his work. And if there's anything you want to purchase or if you have a question, you can contact him on either his Instagram or the website we've posted.
Hit me up. Slide into the DMs, people. Don't be afraid to slide into the DMs.
Leslie says teal is beautiful.
Yes.
Samantha says, I love teal. I have teal in my lounge.
That's cool. Yeah, I love teal. It's sort of a problem because I really, really enjoy the color, that I sort of want to put it in everything and utilize it all the time.
Yeah.
That's what happens with the favorite color. You can't use it all the time, but you kind of want to.
We have Jason who wants to know, do those blend easily?
They do. I'm about to actually get my blend on in 1 second. I'll show you guys. So, I don't know if anyone else does this, but this is just how I blend, so I'll show you guys. So I usually have 2 markers in my hand, either one hand or the other, and I generally will take the cap off sort of like this and just sort of leave it uncapped, but I'm holding the marker. And same for this one. And the reason for this is because of speed. Because of the alcohol that's in here, they want to dry very, very quickly, and it's always best if you're doing blends to work wet. Meaning that you want the ink to still be wet on the paper in order for you to get a smooth gradient. So,
okay, so what you're doing right now, it's really hard to see because your left hand is in the way.
Gotcha. So right now I'm just laying in the darker color, and it's still capped, I'm still holding it, and now come in with the lighter color.
Oh, I see, got it.
And you don't want to go, I don't need to go all the way back here where I started. I really just want to stay at the edge of the darker color and then blend out to the lighter color that I was just previously using. So this is just, it's not an official technique, this is just something that I came up with. I don't know if this is the right way to do it, but it's been working for me for a few years.
We have Jeffrey who says, hello from Washington State, awesome work.
Hey, thank you, welcome. So I don't blend on everything. Sometimes I need the hard shadow right here or right here. But if you want something like this, then this is a good way to get a gradient.
Bob is saying hello from California.
Hey Bob, welcome. We got that, looking good.
So how long does it usually take for you to finish a piece like this?
If I was really like doing the background and really going in, I could probably get this thing done, I'd say maybe like a full day. I might need like actually 8 hours on it, or a little bit shorter. It really just depends on how complicated that I'm drawing and how many different elements there are. With this one, since it's really just sort of like the central image, I think this would probably take maybe roughly 3 to 4 hours for the whole thing to be done.
Okay.
The hard part's already done, which is just the outline and sort of figuring out what's going to be on the paper. The coloring for me is the fun part. Let's see.
This looks really great, Jemal.
Thank you.
Carol said, hello from Alabama. My eldest son is an artist as well. Great work. He wanted to work in the Disney program for cartooning.
Nice. I remember applying to that. I was living in Orlando, and I had applied for that program, but I backed out because they sort of teach artists to draw, you know, in that Disney style.
Yeah.
And I was afraid that I would lose my artistic individuality, if that makes any sense. And I was just thinking, you know, I don't know if I want to draw in someone else's style. So I, shortly after applying for the program, I decided maybe I shouldn't do this. And then of course I had another thought that, yeah, I probably should have done that. But such is life.
Sierra wants to say, hello from Nevada, and any tips for keeping your outlines sharp?
Keeping the outlines sharp, well, so there's one thing that you should do that I did not do here. And if you're using markers, it's better to color first and then outline second. The reason is, doing that will allow you to sort of lock in the colors, quote unquote, and also prevents your outlines from bleeding. As you see, if you can see that little tiny black line right there, that comes from the ink right there. So that's from the marker mixing with my outlining pen, the Micron. So I would try to draw that way and see how it sort of goes for you. It's a little weird at first because, you know, there's no outline, there's nothing for you to really see. And the reason I didn't do that here is because you guys would just be seeing color and you wouldn't know what I was doing. So for visibility's sake, I outlined first. But try to do that, and also just work on line art. That's the best way, just to sort of train your hand at using different amounts of line weight to define certain things, meaning like how his hand is outlined a bit heavier than the rest of his body. That is to show a little bit of perspective as his hand moves forward toward the camera being the viewer.
So Jemal, I have to ask, since we're winding down on our time here,
Yep.
what other colors would go into this that we most likely aren't going to get a chance to see?
Let me show you. So what I would do is I would add in some blues. This is for Bart's shorts.
Okay.
Right here. So some blues and some purples. This would be for the Bartman's mask. And then of course, as I was saying before, his shirt. So his shirt is like this vermilion, orangey red hybrid color. So this is a little bit of what would be shown in the final image. So just these three colors right here.
And you're gonna make sure that you finish this, right? And post it on your Instagram?
Oh, totally.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hoping to finish this today. I mean, it's rainy outside, there's not a whole lot going on, and I've watched everything on Netflix. So I really have nothing to do today.
Because I know a lot of people will be checking in on your Instagram to see.
Yeah, definitely check out the Instagram. Give me until later this afternoon or this evening, and then I will post the final image up there. And I might put it on my Snapchat too. So be sure to be on the lookout for it, but it's definitely going to be finished today.
And is your Snapchat C1 Art as well?
Yep, same thing. Okay. Yeah, I didn't even think I'd get to the color stage. So.
Well, look at that.
Yep, worked out better.
Impressing us all.
Hard shadow right there. Now, let's see, can I throw in some purples? Do we have time? Let's see what we got. I think that's too light.
Is that his mask that you're?
It is.
That's purple? Okay.
It actually covers his hair, which is kind of, I always thought was a little weird. I mean, how are you really getting the mask over the hair and then still keeping the outline of, you know what, it's I didn't create it, but I always thought that was a little interesting. Highlights.
Very cool. I'm glad we got to see at least you adding a little more color to it. But
yeah.
For everyone who tuned in today, thank you so much. As always, we appreciate you guys tuning into Blank Canvas and sending in your comments and your questions. Jemal, thank you so much for being on today and coming back on another episode. I hope that we can have you back again.
Definitely.
In the near future, because you're really awesome and talented. And I always let everyone know, Blank Canvas airs on Saturdays and Sundays. Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, Sundays at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. So we'll be back tomorrow at 12 p.m. with a new artist. And just happy Saturday, everyone. And thank you again for tuning in. And I hope you tune back in tomorrow.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.